Live from Chat London Square, this is Mornings on 2, the 9.
Back to school season is near and kids need supplies. KTVU is teaming up with SupplyBank.org once again for this year's back to school supply drive. And you have the power to support Bay Area students and families with the tools they need for another successful year. Our goal is to help thousands of students this school year, and we could use your help. With us now is L.K. Monroe, who's a board member with SupplyBank.org. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much.
When I think back to school season, I usually think about August. Why are we having these conversations now?
Because back to school season is August. Kids are going back to school earlier and earlier. So, for example, Oakland starts in August. So we need to have these conversations earlier to make sure every student that we can is prepared for school.
Can you talk to me about the need? What does the need look like out there? Not just in Oakland and in Alameda County, but really the rest of the country too.
So what's beautiful about what Supply Bank is able to do is that it's a Bay Area wide effort. But as you said, nationally, the need is not different. As we know, there is disparity in our public schools. Some schools have more resources than others. And a lot of schools that don't have that resource where students are on free and reduced lunch, there are additional funds that help those students, but they are a long way from meeting every need of every child at that school. So it's incumbent upon the community and other organizations to step in, organizations like KTVU, to step in to help kids to make sure that they have what they need.
I think I saw our goal was about $50,000.
$50,000.
What does $50,000 do?
So $50,000, which KTVU helped to raise last year as well, goes to buying essential supplies for kids. So one of the beautiful things about this drive is that everybody has some recollection of what it's like to go back to school and what it's like to have the right pen, the right pencil, that folder, all those things that make the beginning of school great. And so with that $50,000, we allow families to have that for kids who may not be able to get it otherwise, and it makes a huge difference.
Yeah, and nowadays we're not just talking about a backpack or a binder anymore. These school supply lists look a lot different than they did about 20 years ago. Now we're talking flash drives, hard drives, some extra bit of technology that is much different than pens, papers, notebooks, right?
Exactly, and 20, 25 years ago, the list didn't have to be as extensive because school districts actually had more capacity to be able to supply a lot of those things. But yes, technology is a huge part of it. Now, the district usually supplies most of that technology because post-pandemic, it's not optional. It's something that every student needs to be successful. Quite honestly, before the pandemic, they needed it, but after, it's a non-negotiable. So these things, the pencils, the pens for the younger kids, the crayons, the colored pencils, all of those things actually help them with their projects, enter school feeling positive about what the year's going to bring.
Yeah, I remember in high school, the more advanced calculators really started coming out, and those calculators are certainly not cheap either, but you need them for certain math and calculus classes. It's just a requirement. It's necessary. One question I want to ask you, Ms. Monroe, I mean, you have done education at pretty much all the levels. Your mother was a teacher, your grandmother was a teacher, you were a teacher, you served as a superintendent, you served as a president of the state superintendents. You've done this at all levels. Why not count that as your service to education? Why are you still doing this at this level?
I think any of us who have committed our careers and our lives to education know that it doesn't stop. The needs of our kids is ongoing. Unfortunately, the needs in some ways are becoming more great as the condition of the economy means that families are struggling in ways that they do cyclically, but right now there's very little relief for that. And so those of us who have the capacity and the knowledge, for me it's a pleasure to be at this point in my career to be able to do things like this. As we know, so many things in education are really hard. They're really difficult and really trying. To be able to do something that is good news, really makes a difference for families, and that a place like Supply Bank is actually able to make happen I could do that all day long.
Well, speak on Supply Bank for just a second. When it's not July and when it's not August, what is the organization doing to kind of keep playing its role?
So SupplyBank has been around for a number of years, and actually as a school leader in Oakland, I was able to work with SupplyBank. SupplyBank makes sure that entities, not just schools, but that entities like counties, county offices of education, have the supplies that they need to meet the needs of families. So starting out as a diaper bank, which is something a lot of people don't think about.
Yeah.
Diapers are extremely expensive. So SupplyBank has done a lot to make sure that those who need it have diapers and wipes and some of those basic needs met. So it's an incredible honor for all of us who are on the board and all of us who volunteer with SupplyBank to be able to make sure that those things are available to communities.
Okay, Monroe, I can tell you've got a passion and a heart for it, so we really appreciate the work you do. We appreciate you coming on and talking to us about it. Again, LK Monroe, a board member for SupplyBank.org. And if you would like to donate to the school supply drive, we'd love it if you did. We've made it easy for you. Just scan the QR code that's on your screen right now, or you can head over to ktvu.com/giving day. That drive runs now until August 16th.